basically with these like video players.
Yeah. So I put this one in and it should work. So if it doesn't, let us know.
Oh no.
But yeah, there's going to be a bit
of... we'll probably go fight sooner.
Yeah, probably, honestly.
Wow.
Don't worry, it's not going to take long to
Saturday
go
night
fight.
fights.
Again, it's going to be really quick and simple. Nothing too crazy, but we wanted to get something done because it's been a bit. So, and we've all been rather, busy. But yeah, I'm gonna hit the play.
Yeah, especially with a lot of.
Okay, so this is just quick. There's nothing there going yet. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Benjamin. No panicking. No panicking yet.
Really?
So
I see the video playing.
What? I see nothing.
Sure.
Oh,
no,
I
don't you do that to me. Anyway, yeah, no. So this is just a quick submission. The whole fight is like 44 seconds. I apologize because like it's going to be very broken up because there's a few things I try and stop and we talk about. But yeah, won't be long. This is a fight that is F15 versus F16. It is Echo versus CD. We will have and I think there's a few good points to be made in it that some people might find useful at the very least. This is recorded and Echo will be able to watch this later. So yeah, I'll stop the blabbing, start the video.
Need to go up.
Should
it's
load
loading.
right now. It's loading. Oh,
It worked.
breakdown.
Oh, it's a big
It
projector.
works.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Radio.
I feel there's a big TV
bonk.
up there as well.
We're already paused straight away. That's how quick this is. 9 seconds. We're already paused into a thing. So heading into the merge here. We can see on the HUD here. This is a bit fast. We're like, what's this? Like 470 heading into the merge. So,
Yeah.
450, 460, 70. Yeah, about that. About that.
Yeah,
470,
470.
75. Okay,
It's
so
like 15 knots each dash.
yeah,
So
yeah. So it's a wee bit on the fast side by maybe about 50 to 100 knots, depending on what you wanted to do. So let that do its thing. And we come into the merge here, okay, and they're going to go straight pulling in for the opponent here. And you can see that speed's ended up being a very wide turn and blacking out. Almost blacking out, at least. But here we've actually got a pretty nice image going on, okay? We're seeing a lot of the top of the F16 here. After only see the whole top of it. Well, if you have a look here, you can see our canopy bow. So we are pointing more at him than he is at us. However, it does have a bit of speed, that F16. So let's see where we are on speed now. Which, again, there's going to be another quick pause. But however, here we start seeing the problem. We're not bad, but we managed to end up here at this position here where we do have position, but now we're down at like 270. Which is still, you're probably just out of rate band there. Like, what is it? Rate band's like 280-ish up
It's
to
like-
320.
yeah, like
Yeah,
it's 280 to 310, I'd say.
310.
With
Yeah,
your
fair enough.
flaps
Fair enough.
up as
It's-
well.
Yeah, flaps up as well. That's another
that's the
thing. I
issue.
have a feeling that this entire fight was flaps down. So F15, you really want to be, if you're pushing 2 circle, which that thing's best for.
By the way,
Question? Yeah, what's up? Sorry. All the numbers.
Oh, hi.
Oh, that are on the HUD? That's okay. If you hang out, I've actually got a better image at the end of this, and I can go through a bit more of an explanation of what they all do, if you'd like. So
I guess
we'll address it.
very, very simply say though, just altitude and speed.
Yeah, that's the
That's
main
all-
ones
that's
to
it
pay
right
attention
now.
to right now. So this here works like a big measuring tape. The speed will slide up and down, and this caret here, that's what you're looking at. That's what your speed is, wherever it is on that scale. So yeah, right there, it is indicating about 270. So not bad, but due to the position that we saw earlier, it's not too far gone, right? You know, you can trade a little bit of that position back for a little bit of speed, get set up comfortably in the rate. Granted, at the same time, that F-16 is going really fast. Yes.
So what you're looking at is you have good position here, but you're a little high on energy or a little low on energy?
A little low on energy. A little low on energy. Okay. Yeah,
And
having
this is
position
flaps
and
down
being
combat.
yeah, they got flaps down on this. I believe so. Like watching this video and watching how this thing's bleeding speed. I believe that he did the fight in flaps down. You would have a lot better turn and better energy retention with the flaps up in the F-15. That is not consistent to all the planes in non-desert airbase. The F-16, you definitely want to have your flaps down the entire time while you're rate fighting in that thing. There's only very minimal times that turning the flaps off will benefit you. If you've got like a bunch of position and you need to extend to get some speed back real fast or whatnot, sometimes you can flick them off, flick them back on again just to get a little bit extra speed or whatnot. But you're starting to get really, really like, yeah, you're talking like, oh, I need that extra 10 knots here, which can make all the difference though. So.
Hey, those 10 knots won me a tournament, so
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go. There you go. Rightio. Now we're gonna
And
start.
that's how it is.
Mhm.
Like that's how it is at like the higher levels of like competing. It's
Definitely,
like every
definitely.
little inch and every little mistake is like when you're dogfighting someone, it's not gonna be one big mistake that like ruins the fight, like missing a reversal cue. It's literally gonna be you transition down to the deck into the 2 circle, and they're like 4 knots faster than you, and
Yep.
that's how you lose the dogfight. And
Yep.
that's the worst
Yeah.
feeling. It's like,
Yep. Or even so this will actually come into play in a little bit. Same tiny decision making. The same tiny things that make the difference is just split second decisions taking a little bit longer than
yeah,
than the other guy for him
indecisiveness.
to make his decision and whatnot. Like you see a reversal cue, but you know, you can, instead of hitting it like going, okay, cool, yep, straight away. You know, you take a few seconds and go, oh wait, that's a reversal cue. By the time you've done that, like you're already
Yeah.
sometimes you've just lost that little tiny bit that can stack up over
'Cause
time.
if you're like,
Here we
if
go.
you're like, let's say you're here, I guess,
Yep.
and you're like, oh, I need to like get in plate of motion behind them. If you do it now, you'd be all right. But if you wait 2 seconds, now it's neutral, and you can't really do that, you know.
Yep.
So you have to do it here and not here. But here
and
and
then you end
here
up in
is
a
literally
flat
half a
six.
second. Yeah. Well, yeah. If you're doing if you're doing follow on BFM and chasing someone's tail, and let's say
Yeah, so
you're
if
outside
somebody
their plate
makes
of
that
motion,
mistake and kind of overshoots and lines up with you,
Yeah.
your best side bet isn't that just to hit the air brakes? Then you can drop right behind
yeah,
them.
if you're slowing down, if you're both slowing down, but you know the issue is they're probably also slowing down while
Yep.
you're behind them. You know that's kind of like one of the common. Am I lagging a bit, by the way? I feel like I am.
Not it's not too bad. You can see it a little
Not
bit
enough
here
to
and there, but not too
Okay.
bad. Exactly.
But you know when you're in like a defensive situation or offensive situation, the guy here who's defensive is going to slowly try and bring you in, and slowly like in the F-16 they call it like snaking. If you're in Art of the Kill, they just call it snaking, where you just
Yep.
slowly tap the brakes and slowly bring the guy in until you're neutral, basically. So if you're not aware of that,
Well, not
as
even
it's
having
going
to
on,
tap the brakes
Yeah.
in most instances, you'd be bleeding little bits of speed here and there as you're doing your jinks and turns.
by just pulling,
Yeah.
And if this person's not watching their closure, this situation goes from very favorable to very quickly.
Yeah, it neutralizes it
That's
down.
not very fun.
But yeah, that's an
Anyway,
example. That is definitely an
I'll take
example of
these.
like little, bits, losing it bit by bit, not just one big mistake, just little tiny reactions that can stack up over time. Anyway, however, we'll get back into the video real quick. Speaking of on bigger mistakes, so
Hold
just to refresh. Yeah, what's up?
He has a question.
Yeah, what's up,
He has a question.
Oh, Rudy does.
Rudy?
Ruby
Yep.
has a question.
It's a generally
Ruby,
minimum
Mike.
range for gun solution.
in theory, there is no limited range,
Yeah,
but there's
no,
more of an effective range, I guess.
yeah.
Also, minimum, I guess. Like,
If you,
I guess it's less like a range. It's more of just the angle. Like, do you have the lead to
yeah,
pull the shot
Yeah.
for the gunshot?
yeah,
Basically.
pretty much. I mean, too close, and minimum range would be my flight path's got to cross that guy's flight path, and have him in that flight path. If you hit,
Yeah.
no, that's it's not great.
Because
That would say I was definitely in
let's
the
say,
minimum.
your gun pip is here. They could be like 100 feet away, but they're here, or they could be, 1,000 feet away, but they're right here, Like, but they could also be 100 feet away in here, so it doesn't really matter as long as like your pipper is on them, you can
Yeah.
shoot them. But I guess from further distances it is harder because that
Yep.
target is so tiny.
Yeah. The other thing
Anyway.
though is like if you know you're slower and they're like shooting across in front of you, this is just something funny to remember. Like I feel like it is anyway. If you know you're not gonna you're going slower, they're gonna overshoot in front of you. If your HUD, all of your HUD is full of their plane, they're probably gonna die. They're probably gonna die. Hold the trigger down. Oh, we got right. Rudy's typing. I'll wait just a second.
I'll ask.
Okay, no worries.
Okay.
All right. So yeah. From this situation here, we had position. The speed wasn't optimal, but not terrible. But yeah, context here is also, I believe he has the flaps on, which means his energy retention's not as great in the turn, and it'll be a little bit wider of a turn. I'm going to hit play, and we're going to see this unfold, and then we'll talk about it. Okay. So what we've seen happen there is, instead of possibly at least maintaining the turn, oh yes, we can do. I have sticks. I put these in here and I'm not using them. I'm really good at this, right? So instead of maintaining the turn, and we do see in that too, we get the glimpse of the speed of our opponent. Okay, and they are very fast still, so they start getting away pretty quick there. But instead of maintaining the speed of the turn, they opt to keep pulling, and they start dropping their altitude, right? And dropping their altitude to pick up on potential energy. Their altitude is potential energy. So they're cashing that all in to keeping the turn. While I gotta move, there is a wall there. While the 16 up here just keeps in their turn and keeps getting more and more separation, right? Now, once he realizes that a few things here, Echo's lift vector is off him and out in front of him, and Echo has started on this caching energy in. That's all energy that our 16 up here can also then use to tighten down. Yep. Sorry, was that a question? Wait, just a second.
Voices, Jono.
It's all good. Whoa. Sorry, I'm just making sure I can see
Okay,
everyone's
it's okay.
avatars for a sec there. My apologies. Right. Right. So that's what we're seeing here is the 16's then cashed in and started tightening down now, and because of that separation that built up because of the speed the 16 had, even though they're getting a tight turn here now, and we're still getting a little bit nose to nose, the positional advantage is no longer nearly as present. You can see that in here. I'll get you in a sec, Crown. Won't be a sec. We can start seeing here, we're seeing more of the nose now of this aircraft. More of the nose, less of the top, less of the back of it. and essentially it's positionally neutralized. However, I do believe the 16 at this point still has altitude to burn. It has the energy. Okay, I'll come to you, Armin, in a sec. Crown was first.
So is that the vertical stabilizer in the afterburner on the far right side of that top image at the back
Yes,
there? Is that the
yes.
afterburner? So the nose
That's the
is the
afterburner.
nose
You can see.
pointing away or towards us?
No, yeah, the nose is pointing towards us. Right. The nose.
Okay.
It's
Now-
basically
now I
set
can
up like
understand the
this. Yeah,
geometry.
yeah, you're right. It's basically set up like this right here in a similar fashion. Probably not, one-to-one accurate, but the
I'll
best I could do
describe
by
it,
swinging my arms around.
like, if you're the 15
There we go.
and the 16 is just coming towards you like here, and you can see that side profile. They're in like a
Okay.
medium to high aspect, like neutral
Yeah.
pass, basically. They're about to do another merge, essentially.
So
Yeah.
they're coming in like this.
Yes. Like,
Gotcha. Okay. I was struggling with the geometry.
That's all
just
good,
'cause
that's
the
all good.
image.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
fine.
bit blurry. I try to get
You're
a
fine.
best we
It's
can,
VR
but
chat.
yeah.
no, blame it on
yeah,
VR
yeah.
chat. It's not yours.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in
Do it
mind for everything from now on.
one-
Everything is VR chat's fault. No, I'm kidding. Okay, Armin, what was your
Mm.
question, real quick?
So would the correct thing to do here be to keep your lift vector
Whoa.
on him or not to descend at all?
Both, I think. So I say think,
Okay.
but both realistically.
So just keep
The-
it horizontal?
Keep it horizontal. You
So-
you had the position. You could trade a little bit of back. The separation did build, but you can take a bit of that back, but while building your speed up, pushing towards the. I keep grabbing my hands. I've got these things here.
It's
But
very
say we come
instinctive
back
though,
to-
isn't it?
It is very instinctive, yeah. But say we went from that, right? Imagine this plane is actually
Oh,
level.
sick.
It's just so we can see it.
Which
Mhm.
color is which plane, by the way? We need to specify.
Oh yeah, no. This is the F-15. This is the F-16. Okay.
Okay, so,
So they
red
go
is
in that-
15, blue is 16.
Yeah. I know. I'm using it back to front. Normally, the example plane would be blue. I'm not good
Yeah.
at this. If you haven't
It's okay.
realized by now. This is why
Go,
CD's
go.
normally up here. Anyway, yeah. So you're a little bit slower. This one's fast, and it's in that big because it's fast, bleeding down, big wide turn. You want to keep, and because you are F-15 versus an F-16, you want to keep him in the two circle fight. Your best chance in the F-15 in Desert Air Base, I shall add, in Desert Air Base, is the
Yes.
two circle fight.
A nice aligned two circle.
Nice aligned two circle. So you are essentially rolling your lift vector out in front and dropping altitude, misaligning. You're just handing stuff to the F-16 to work with, right?
So the 15 in Desert Air Base is a Ray fighter? Really?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Huh,
it has a lot
okay.
very high thrust to weight, but unless you get into a stall fight, it really doesn't come too much into into factor. You mostly want to rate fight stuff in the F-15 in Desert Air Base. It can one circle. It's not saying definitely don't do it, but in this scenario here, the 16 beats it in a one consistently over time.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
Because
no,
of that
that's
instantaneous, which
Mhm.
which I also think is another aspect to this that
Yeah.
that Echo messed up was the 16. You go from if I take these. Quite hard to
Go
grab
ahead.
these actually. If I take these and this is the 15 and this is the 16, and I pull a bunch of instantaneous, bleed a lot of airspeed,
Internet.
and I dive down. Now there's vertical turning room here for the 16 to work with. It's also got a lot of horizontal turning room because it's extended out. But because of this altitude difference, it can use its instantaneous advantage just to pull in and pull and pull and pull, and
Yep.
its nose will get around quicker than the 15s can because the 15s turn circle is wider. Like if we have like the 15s turn circle, let's say it's like 1,000 feet wide. The 16s is like 900 or 800 feet wide, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're in a situation where you're turning and it's that meme, the meme of like the sailboat going, "Meh." It's basically
I
that,
always see that with an
the
F-104.
15, especially when you're diving down and gaining airspeed. the plane, luckily has its flaps down here, but if you have your flaps up and you're diving down, you'll probably gain airspeed and your turn circle will widen up even further.
Yep.
So you go, oh, I'm in the 15 and I'm gonna dive down and extend out. My turn circle becomes like this. Thank you. Thank you. So then the 16 goes, oh hey, I've got all this
He had that on
like
standby.
distance. The 16 is like here. I'm very short. Oh my gosh. But anyway, the 16
Reach,
has all
Benjamin,
this
reach.
distance to work with, and it has altitude to work with. It can dive down and use that energy, so it can go. Oh hey, even though the 15 is like here and I'm here, pulling in like this, I can just go whoop, and meet it nose to nose essentially, because my turn circle is a lot tighter than the 15's, and that's another aspect to this as well. I find, at least. Would you say I'm correct?
No.
Mr. Jono?
That's basically
Yeah.
that's basically the point here. That's the point here. You don't.
Okay.
That is the point here.
I'm
Essentially,
sorry.
the
I'm sorry.
No. This is the point. That was the point. So yeah, essentially the 15 here has made the mistake of giving the F-16 the fight at once and
Yes.
giving it turning room and altitude to
and
trade in
energy.
for energy for instantaneous.
Because I would argue in a dogfight, having the altitude advantage
Falcon.
is really big.
Oh yeah,
you know?
yeah, and the
'Cause
and
that's
the
just-
Mhm.
That's
Go
some
ahead.
energy. No matter what you do, you can use that energy whenever.
Yep.
Without
Yep.
really a compromise to you.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Because the 16 can dive down at like, let's say the 16 rates at like 20 degrees per second. The
Mm.
16 can dive down at like 25 degrees per second and still have enough energy coming out of that turn
Yeah.
to still continue that 20 degrees per second turn.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
I got the big screen.
Go on,
beyond
Jono.
2D.
No, it's all good. That's all good. So yeah,
Go, Jono.
w-
That.
anyway, I'll continue the video from here. That's basically all the points we wanted to go over with this scenario here. But yeah, you can see nose to nose, a little bit more neutralized. The F-16's got its angles back. It's got altitude. Use its instantaneous to get in onto that high aspect path.
AGM, it will just make me start turning.
Anyway, so we'll hit the play button right here and we'll get going.
So can I.
Okay, and we're gonna have another pause real quick right there.
You gotta move back.
So even the pause here is a little bit slow on reaction time. I'm going to talk a little bit of reaction time here, but that was more or less so you could get a better sense of what's going on here in all this pixelated goodness right here. So we see that the 16 has opted not to commit to the head-on, but so is 15. However, now we got a situation where both lift vectors are going to be pointing away at each other from each other completely very soon, and we have all this range here, right, between us and our opponent. I have these sticks. I keep not using them. F15, F16. Right, so we've got our F15 in its turn there. He's turned away a little bit to avoid the nose, and our F16 has turned this way to avoid the nose, like so. Now, this does come down to decision making, because I think at the core of it, the OODA loop, just the faster decision making, because the core of this, when I hit the play button next, you'll see Echo here and there 15 does kind of do what we're talking about here, but just takes a little bit, and I think the lift vector placement isn't as perfect as it could be, but we'll get there in a sec. The main point here is, though, with this turning room, and your opponent's turning this way, they've got their lift vector off of you, they're turning away from you. Once you notice this situation's coming up, you want to get yourself rolled over and have that lift vector placement on them as fast as you can and turn in, because all this here is all room for you to get. Even in the scenario, this will make it a one circle fight. You have so much room here that you're going to get that shot opportunity first. and then you can start pushing back for your 2-circle fight after that, with position. I'll let Benjamin do some drawing. Curious.
Yeah, I was going to do a drawing. I'm just making sure I'm correct.
Yep.
This way, and then they're rolled this way. So
Yeah,
they're technically traveling. Okay, yeah, so they are.
Yep.
You know, like they're going like this. And then if
Yeah.
you can reverse your turn, you know,
Yep.
like this. By
Yep.
the time this guy is reversed, look at that. You're already basically pointing at
Yeah.
him.
Well, he doesn't even
Yeah,
have to
He'll
reverse.
even if the 16
You're turning into
Yeah.
his turn and cutting across his circle.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
If he continued like that plane of motion,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. So if the
still would have been in a nice
Yeah.
you know, place.
Yep.
Overall, reversing is good. There you go.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where the
For the-
reversal
for the
cue, you're just
50.
like, ooh, nice. Okay. But yeah, you
'Cause
want to
if
get that.
both of them didn't reverse,
Mhm.
then you just end up in that situation again where it's a high
Yeah.
aspect pass, which is a 50-50, and you don't want that. And
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
if the 16, like the 16 has more energy in this instance,
Yep.
it will get its nose on first in that quick, like
Yeah.
high aspect gunshot, which
Yeah. Yeah. If they were to continue,
very
yeah. If they were
scary.
to continue their circles around and come back in and just do the 2 big loops,
Mhm.
then yeah. But
Ooh,
yes. But yeah, no.
okay.
In this scenario, you see that, or even a few frames before this, you start seeing they're going to avoid the nose and they're committing to a turn that is away from you. You want to be getting that thing rolled over as fast as you can and getting your lift vector onto them and just getting into the turn and pulling for that pulling. You're gonna beat them around. You're gonna beat them through their circle, right? Cut through their circle, beat them. Be able to get some position there. So, but that does rely on seeing this, processing it, and acting very fast to do that. And in this scenario here, I'll hit play. You can see a few different things happen. The Echo here doesn't quite react quite too fast. Takes him a little bit more to get a reaction going here. Spine still had the right idea, but he then also doesn't quite get his lift vector onto the F-16. More so keeps it above it for a bit of time before committing to pulling in, and that leads. Well, I'll play the video and we can see where that leads.
I mean,
So yeah, so that led to the F-16 having that little bit extra time to get that turn in on him because he had the right idea,
Well, also,
you know.
in
Sorry,
that
go ahead.
half a second, there's an extra like 100 feet of turning room given to that 16, and because of that instantaneous, that
Yes,
16 is able to capitalize on it, you know, in
exactly,
like half a
exactly.
second, which is ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
like, oh.
Yeah, and at the same time, they ended up in another high aspect pass. So
Yeah.
you know, but that half a second would have meant that could have been the difference between high aspect
And
head on
neutral.
50-50 neutral, or the 15 having
Yeah,
angles
or, like,
first for a
behind.
gunshot, or
Mhm.
having the angles first and pushing the F-16 to defend again from the nose. So yeah. Anyway, sorry, Ahmed.
Never mind, you
question?
answered my question.
Oh, cool. No, good. That's good.
Yay.
So yeah, that is essentially it. I don't know if there's anything else, any other points that are good there to make, Ben, if you think of any.
And not really. I think it was just kind of an example of like flying the plane incorrectly, being indecisive, and then
Yeah.
I guess forcing the wrong fight, you know, which
Yeah.
I guess goes one in one with flying the plane incorrectly.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is probably like energy versus nose position.
Yeah.
Like throughout the fight, it's just pull, and then it just goes, oh no. Especially in a 16, because you can't keep up with the 16 in that situation. Especially if the 16's holding onto its energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yep.
Yes, I think it's
Rightio.
more of them to ask questions. Yes.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions or whatnot?
No, sir.
Don't,
Cool.
you'll
I'll
make us
do-
feel old. Don't do that.
No, teacher, we have no questions.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Can
Don't
I
e-
go
don't
to
e-
the bathroom?
Professor, no.
Oh god, there is a design flaw in this place. I messed up. I hate to break it to you. We might not have one of those.
Just check a
The
porta potty about
The
that corner.
S16 has one in it, doesn't
Good
it?
Sure.
That is
yes.
true.
I think
Yeah.
I see you
It's called
called
the,
the
it's
16.
called the intake.
They have like
I think
those.
I'm
They have those
past
little
two.
like.
Oh, here we
They
go.
have those little
I
like
think I'm
tubes that you know
Give us a
you,
good
you,
Yep,
you
yep,
into,
yep,
and
yep,
they get
yep,
stored in
yep.
like the 16
Oh my
or
God.
somewhere. Yeah.
Drew it and everything. Let's go.
But then the 16 has
There we
like
go.
the seat is down here,
Yep.
so the pilot has to get out of his seat and do this really weird pose like this with his head against the canopy. Yeah.
This right here. Let's go.
Oh yeah, this is BFM.
bro.
Yeah.
What is BFM
This is
about, bro?
very much
Yeah,
BFM.
the typical
Very
classroom
educational.
these days.
Pod racing.
This is what we all came here to learn. Ben's
I think
deceased.
it's
Ben's
not
deceased.
Human anatomy.
Is this
We're in
a
the second
BFM
class.
ad
We're in the
or is
second
this
class.
BFM Breakdown?
How to pee in your F16.
Basic
I got
fucking
it.
maneuver.
You say that jokingly, but it is a very important and serious thing. Do you know
Basic
people
wiener
have died
maneuvers in your
doing this?
F16.
I don't know, but I'm
What?
guessing a lot.
People died doing it.
BWM.
Imagine you're doing this, okay, and then you see it here a little be-doo, be-doo, be-doo. You would be you'd quite literally be in the shits. So.
You're in formation. You hit the stick
Activated
wrong. You hit
joystick.
your wingman.
Sorry, man. I had to take a piss.
Where's my wingman? Sorry, man. I was taking a piss.
Why have all this
Yeah,
when
if
they
you
can just
need- if
open the
you-
canopy and throw it out? Are they stupid?
True.
Duh.
Yup.
Yeah, if you need to use the
Exactly.
toilet, that's how you do it. Yeah.
My weapon science is
We
really
end up here.
So when are we gonna start modeling
You
these?
guys give me on the
Yeah, put this in the F-16. This is unrealistic.
Non
There's-
needs to put in the F16 now.
Yep.
No, it's very
Yep.
realistic.
We do tournaments where you have to piss you have a piss meter while you dog fight. And you have to like piss whilst dog fighting people.
Yep.
Well, that's a simple. That's an easy question. Just have a shit bucket.
What happens if
There we go.
Have a piss
I have a
drawer.
solution. We
Don't-
quintuple the amount
Once
of fuel.
once
so people
used,
actually have to piss during
don't
the
pull
fight.
negative G's.
Smells like
You guys
piss in my
think A
cockpit.
pilot has like
I
a
thought
little.
the amounts of
bag
shit.
they
It's
can
just
pull
pulling
Yeah,
together.
no, I think we're-
It's called the
Yeah.
cockpit.
Yeah.
I think
I will do the one last thing.
Pouches within it.
Bonk. There's that.
Ooh. Oh yeah, someone asked about this earlier,
Okay.
didn't they?
Yes.
Yes.
However, I believe
That's the
that.
AOA?
Someone with a.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
How did I
Oh,
not know
yeah,
that? I'm so
something
dumb.
different of it.
But yeah. So. Just real quick. I hear a lot of people saying that they have trouble with it. Some of it, I believe, is just because it's hard to see. Completely understand. This isn't really going to help with that. I'm sorry, but if there is any of it, Benjamin's going to add to this. It's going to be great, excellent,
Okay.
amazing.
Amazing.
But yeah, in
Very well
any
Benjamin,
case,
yes, by the way.
pretty much. In any case, this is basically gives you an idea. As I said earlier, the carrot is your speed, and this thing here is like a big measuring tape sliding up and down. Okay, so this 300 will move up and down, but where that carrot is your speed. The AOA here, this carrot here, will slide up and down to represent your AOA. Here we can see you're about 10, and then yeah, you got your altitude. Works the same as the speed. Big measuring tape. This starts moving up and down and whatnot. And yeah,
And then you got your heading at the top.
Just like the wieners.
Where the fuck did that come from?
but yeah, no, that's for anyone who might find that
wait to
useful,
see something
and
about having
we'll get the
What, we're having a deck competition.
we'll get
now?
into we'll get into some fights now. Hey.
Try to get